make hard decisions, we delegate it to executive branch agencies.
Right.
And under Obama, the executive branch agencies, like the EPA, have realized how much power they really have, and they're starting to exercise it. So we've got two tools. There's congressional disapproval, where if there's a new regulation, we can vote to disapprove it within 100 legislative days, which is about a year when you count what a legislative day is. And then there is a bill called the REINS Act, which I support, which says any regulation a executive branch agency promulgates has to be affirmatively voted yes or no on Congress. Yeah. But the problem with cutting these regulations is, all right, if we're going to abolish the EPA, we got to pass it out of the House, we got to pass it out of the Senate, and the president's got to sign it. And that's not happening until at least 2012.
So we got to start somewhere.
Absolutely, and where we're starting is on the funding. We got the power of the purse.
Thank you for being here, and I'm concerned about the FCC having allocated frequency spectrum that is directly adjacent to the GPS signals, to light squared. And if they implement their nationwide Wi-Fi system, it will totally blank out GPS in the United States.
Yep.
And we're talking about $1 trillion of military and civilian infrastructure that will be made worthless.
And listen, I don't think that's a great deal. We've got to find some additional spectrum space. With the television stations going to digital, we're getting there with some more spectrum allocation, but the National Association of Broadcasters is hemming and hawing about relinquishing a lot of the bandwidth that was intended with the digital television conversion, and we just got to hold out for that. I don't want my nav system to quit working because I don't know my way around Washington, D.C. And without my GPS, I'm in trouble.
It's not just nav. I mean, the GPS system, the first commercial uses of GPS was for timing.
Yep.
The lights, that's how they synchronize the generators on the whole nationwide electric system. All our networks, everything has got it's deeply embedded in all kinds of technology.
And listen, we're looking at that. And I don't think we're going to do anything that's stupid, but I'm with you on we've got to protect the GPS spectrum.
Thank you.
All right, we've got about 8 minutes. So if anyone else has any more questions, come on up.
Okay, follow up to this gentleman's question over here. We live in the United States, which is the greatest, the freest, the richest, the most powerful nation in the world. Yet, you're sitting here advocating that we go compete with Cuba, which is a poor, nothing country, and that we should have the same level of regulation that Cuba has. As an American, that offends me greatly, because I don't want to have to worry about, okay, we abolished the EPA, now those companies that are drilling up here in the Eagle Ford are now poisoning the well water that feeds 300,000 people here in Corpus Christi, because nobody was actually there to make sure that they did it right. Oh, somebody made another oil spill out in the Gulf, and we spend billions of dollars cleaning it up, but we have no enforcement mechanism in order to ensure that they pay for the cleanup because we abolish the EPA and the regulations that it promulgates. You want to get rid of regulations. Those are regulations that gave all of you a 40-hour work week. My great-grandfather was a steel worker in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. He had to work 6 12-hour days every week in his steel plant. His union, the United Steelworkers, helped bring us a 40-hour work week so that we all could live a decent life. And it is those regulations that protect all of us. We get rid of regulation, then we all go back to a time where the employers enslave everybody, where the employers can dump chemicals willy-nilly into our water supply, throw smoke up into the air that makes us all sick, and we can go back to a time where our rivers caught fire. Those are what regulations protect us from. That's what you want to eliminate?
I think we've got way too many regulations. I don't think we need to take all the regulations and throw them out. And regardless of whether we regulate Cuba or not, if there's a spill, we're better off spending our money on cleaning it up. I take exception to your suggestion that the technologies in the Eagle Ford are any threat whatsoever to water. We've been using similar technology for over 60 years.